In this video, we will try to understand India's presidency of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Further, we will try to understand what do you mean by Shanghai Cooperation Organization? What are the advantages of it towards India? And what are the major challenges in the organization? We will begin with recent meetings of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in India. India conducted several meetings, namely Shanghai Cooperation Organization countries Auditor General's meeting in Lucknow. It also conducted National Security Advisors meeting in New Delhi. However, this was the 18th meeting of National Security Advisors for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, just happened 4 days back on the March 29th. Further, India also conducted Shanghai Cooperation Organization Tourism Festival in Varanasi, that is Kasi. Even it conducted Shanghai Cooperation Organization Film Festival in Bombay or Mumbai. So, as we saw that it was in news for several reasons, it is our duty to understand what are the major background events, or we can say what are the major topics we can remember for the questions point of view in prelims. Well, how many members are part of Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Currently, there are 8 members part of it. Very soon we are going to induct, the SCO is going to induct Iran, and Belarus is also on the line. However, we should wait and watch, because the last year conference in 2022, Samarkand conference of SCO is decided to induct Iran and later Belarus. We will wait and watch for the official confirmation of the joining. Until that, try to remember that currently 8 countries are part of the SCO. Now, what is SCO is about? To understand SCO, one should have an idea about USSR and its history. We are well aware that USSR, one of the leading player in the Cold War era, it was dissolved in the year 1991. When it was dissolved into 15 republics. And here we also remind that in these 15 countries, there are certain countries having some border issues with the neighbors. Shanghai 5, an organization, was established in 1996, primarily aims to resolve such border conflicts among the countries PRC China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan. So China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan, these countries began their negotiations over the border issues under the title called as Shanghai 5. Then they started to involve Uzbekistan from 2001, and from 2001 they called this group as a Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The Shanghai 5 was limited to border negotiations and coordination for the border security and peace, but SCO has a broader ambition. If you see here, it has an ambition to engage political, economic means, and it also want to deepen the economic and political cooperation among the members. Finally, they will led to create a Shanghai Cooperation Charter on 7th July 2002, which came into force in 2003. So, like that, Shanghai Cooperation Organization was formed. So, I just want to repeat that earlier it aims to resolve the border issues in 1996 among these countries China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan. In 2001, it involved Uzbekistan. Further, they want to deepen the political economic cooperation, and this lead to the formation of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The most important one from the Shanghai Cooperation Organization was RATS. Now this regional anti-terrorist structure, RATS, is very important one because it aims to counter or mitigate 3 evils for the world, that is terrorism, separatism and religious extremism. Even they will counter radicalization also. Now this was headquarters in Tashkent. One of the favorite question for the examiners. So definitely they will touch the aspect RATS comes under which organization? It is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now I would like to add a bit information here. So after 2002, they limited the membership to the Eurasian region. Mostly Eurasian countries are part of it. So for example, there are some Western scholars, they used to criticize that it is a Eurasian regionalism bloc. However, this Shanghai Cooperation Organization expanded in 2017. Like in 2017, India became the part of it under the help of Russia. When India became part of it, China put forward the concept of Pakistan too. So India and Pakistan both became members of the group in the year in 2017. So since then, India is active member of the SCO with different formulas. SCO became a platform for India for having a broader cooperation with the members. Now here, as I told you, that this RATS is helping in India in getting the intelligence and security arrangements. Now, I just want to add here, what are the challenges for this group? The group suffers with many challenges, particularly the country, that is Pakistan, which is famously criticized as mother of terrorism. This country is continuously expanding and propagating, evading and also inducing terrorism and extremism and racialism into the region. Now this is one issue Pakistan was severely criticized by members. Further, China. Now one player in the global politics constantly supporting Pakistan was China. You should remember here, within the UNSC also, time and again with the resolution of 1267, when UN want to block international terrorists, China is using its veto card and it is blocking the process. Now in a separate video, we will try to understand what is this UNSC process. But I would like to tell you, Pakistan was continuously supported by China for their reasons. Now here, these two countries are creating some kind of concerns over the reasons. China is also criticized for their massive, aggressive foreign policy. Further, China also criticized for its BRI, which lead to become a debt trap and land trap. So now we understood Pakistan and China have two important challenges: expanding terrorism and extremism and radicalism. Most of the SCO countries are now suffering with the expansion of radicalism. Particularly the element of cyber radicalism is also a worrying factor. Further, climate change is affecting like anything. You should remember that most of the SCO countries are suffering with climate change. For example, according to India think tank Gateway House, they said that water pressure is rising in China, in SCO countries. There are severe water conflicts among the countries, particularly Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan are suffering with water crisis. There is China and India also having some water issues near Brahmaputra river, and Aral river and Amur river is also having an issues. Now all these are some important things. These countries are suffered by floods. Even Pakistan, if you recall, a couple of years back, Pakistan suffered with floods. Then landslides is also a worrying factor. The recent challenge was your Russia-Ukraine crisis, which created concerns. SCO countries divided over the Russian stand and Ukraine stand. However, want to connect you that additional points you can write that poor connectivity is one more issue. Apart from that, trade is also minimal among these countries. Most of the countries are facing trade deficit with China. So these are the some challenges we can quote for this issue. But how it can help India? So how it can help India? So the most important thing is it can help in expanding trade. For example, according to FICCI suggested that SCO could be a powerful player in boosting India's trade, particularly with respect to India's MSMEs and also tourism. Further, it can be a venue for the startup cooperation. You should remember that India is the head of the SCO startup working group. Further, it can also expand the connectivity. Do remember this project called as International North-South Transport Corridor, which is also passing through these regions itself. Now it can help in connecting Central Asia. Now Buddhism is one important significant element in our relation. So India can expand Buddhist diplomacy here. So Buddhism can go into the next level. You should remember that Mongolia is one of the Central Asian region, is very active member for India. I should also quote here that India even sent Buddha remains to Mongolia for a special event. Further, culturally, Sufism is also famous. We can expand this tourism in this area. Further, both India and SCO countries can collaborate over environmental issues, in expanding renewable energies, and also India can work on the biodiversity conservation, and further India can also expand its ICT, because India recently decided to expand digital skill university in these regions. Further, for security purpose also it can be useful. India can make use of rats for better intelligence, for better defense, and to counter radicalization and extremism. So India definitely can have a negotiations with SCO countries, and they can tackle the non-conventional threats like drugs trafficking, human trafficking, and even it can help in building the peace in this region. So it can help India in several aspects. Apart from only trade and tourism, it can also help in defense and other aspects. So with this we conclude this video. I hope you like this video, and thank you so much, and Jai Hind.